Angularjs. So in this session we are going to see HTTP control in Angularjs application. So what is HTTP control and how we make use of it. So in this session we are going to see HTTP control in Angularjs application. So what is HTTP control and how we are going to make use of it. So HTTP control, it is used to read data from the server. It works as a service to read data from the server, and the data should be in JSON format. That is JSON. The acronym for the JSON is JavaScript Object Notation. So let me let's see. Let me create the application. Go to new and then click on dynamic. Here you give ng http. Right. You can see the ang http project and go to src and then main. Underneath web app, create a folder lib and already I copied the Angularjs file, so I'm gonna paste it. So now you can see the Angularjs files underneath the lib folder. Here I create an HTTP file named HTML file, so named index.html file, and I'm going to create Angularjs file named, so go to right click on the web app and go to new and then file. Here we give angdemo.js. So I create angdemo.js Angularjs file. Right, and then what I do, I'm going to create a JSON file. So here I give data. The name of the file is data.json. Okay, so I just create JSON file. Right, so in JSON, the data should be in key value pair, and the key should be within the quotes. Right, the data should be, let me come again. So the key should be the data just in a JSON file. The data should be in key value pair and the key should be within the double quotes. All right, and these data should be within the curly braces. All right, so let me open a curly brace. Okay, and within this curly brace I create data. So key value pair, the key should be in double quotes. So I give the key is name. All right, and then the key value pair is separated using the in between the key value pair there semicolon should appear. All right, and each key value pair is segregated using the comma. So here I'm going to give the this is a key. Okay, and I'm going to give the value. So value is, I just give N.Thiruchitrampalam. Okay, and then the next key value pair which is segregated using the comma. So next key value pair I'm going to give roll number and then semicolon. Here I give 4, and then one more key value pair, that is percentage colon semicolon, so 100. So here it should come the comma. Okay, that's it. So that's it. So now I have created data in the JSON file. All right, so I would like to have more I would like to create an array. So what I do, so I use the bracket, okay, and here I use the bracket, right, and I'm gonna have array of object, right. So here we need to have the comma, and then I just copy and I create 3 records, right. So each record is segregated using the comma, okay. Here I give any other name, any name, right. Here I give any number. This is percentage. I give any text, any name, and then here I give something. Alright. So now we have created the JSON. We have created the data in the JSON format. So that's it. Let's move to Angularjs. Here what we do as normally we create a module and then we create the controller, right. So the same stuff, right. So these stuff I have explained in the previous session. So where app equal angular dot module, and here I give ang demo, and then the array which holds the dependent files, and then app dot controller just to create the controller, and here I give the controller name angctrl, and then I create a function, I create a method, and that method I name it as ntcontrol. Right, I give so student controller, okay. Okay, let me give nt controller, okay. And I pass in scope argument, scope as an argument, and then one more dollar http control I just pass in. All right, here what I do, I declare a variable URL, okay, and I assign the JSON file name. So what is the JSON file name? Go here, you can see the data is a JSON file name. That file name should be given here. That should be given within the double quotes, data.json, so that URL is this URL, it refers to this data.json file. That is, here you can see the data.json file. That file is referred by the variable named URL, okay. And then what we do, I'm gonna use the HTTP control, okay. That is $http dot, it does have a method, so get, it does have a method named get, so I make use of it, dot get, and I just pass in this URL, this variable URL, which holds data.json file. All right, it refers to data.json file. Okay, so and then I use the keyword then. Okay, then I create a method function, and that method um, should hold the response from the server, and it's gonna assign the response to the scope object. So here I create function, and that is a method which holds an argument, which does have an argument response. I mean that this method, it has an argument named response that is used to hold the data that's been received from the server, and that response is assigned to a scope object, right? So here I create scope dot nt data. Okay, I just create a property named empty data, and whatever the so this URL, it refers to data.json file. So I'm going to read data from this JSON file named data, and then whatever the whatever the data that's been read from this JSON file, data.json file, that's been stored in this. That's been stored in this response. All right. Using this response, I read all the data which resides in this JSON file, data.json file. Once that I read the data, what I do, I'm going to store this data from the response, using the response, to a scope object, the scope property. So scope property is empty data. That's it. So here I just assign response dot data. That's it. So this it had too many braces. I just removed it. Now you can see, now it doesn't have any error. When I remove the braces, it doesn't have any errors. All right, so that's it. So in this altogether, you already know how to create a module, and you know how to create a model controller, and that's been done. Here we just, when we create a method, we give it a name, nt controller, and we pass in two arguments. One is scope and the other one is http control. And here we create a variable named URL, and that's been assigned with the file name JSON file name. So data.json file name, data.json. So that's so this variable URL, it refers to this data.json file. All right. So, and then you make use of the HTTP control, which does have a method named get, and using that method, I just pass in the variable URL. So in turn, this URL which holds the data.json file name. All right, so that this URL, it refers to the data.json file name. So it reads all the data, right? So this method, it is used to read all the data, get method. So it reads all the data from this data.json, and then what I do, whatever the data that's been read, uh, those data are in response argument. All right, we create a method which holds the response argument. The whatever the data that's been read from this data.json, those datas are in response. So now I would and then what I do, I create a property in scope object. The property name is ntData. All right, so this is the property I just created, and in this property I assign all the data that's been read from the data.json. All right, so here I assign the data response.data, so that all the data are assigned to this ntData property. All right, fine. So this is what we have done in angdemo.js, that is Angular module. This is what we have done. Now we do know how to get all these data on the view page using the HTML. All right, so go here, HTML, change the title HTTP. Right, so that's the control. In the title I just gave the text $HTTP, that's the name of the page, and then I use the script. Script, I use the src argument. Here I give the angdemo.js file name. Right, so these things I don't need to explain all this. Okay, we need to give all these things I have explained in the previous session. So that's it. So okay, one more script element which holds a Angular angdemo.js file. Right, that's it. Now in the body, within body, I create a div element, and here I use the data-ng-app equal the Angular app name is angdemo, and then data-ng-controller, the name of the controller we have created is angctrl. Okay, that's it. So here what we do, I'm going to create a table just to display all those data on the view page. So table element is used, and underneath trs element is used. Okay, here I use th, that is head. Th, it is used for head. Okay, and here I'm going to have 3 headings. So one is name, the other one is roll number, the other one is percentage. Okay, so I create I just insert this th element twice, because just to have the space in between these names. Right, that's it. So once now a row is created with the heading, and then data. For to have the data, I just create one more row, and here what I do, I use td element, okay, and I close this td. This tr, what I do, I use the data -ng repeat attribute. Here I give, sorry, it should be given in tr, okay. So and repeat here, what is the data, nt in nt data, right? So go to nt controller, I mean ang controller, ang ctrl controller, and then you can see the nt data property. All right, so this property is used here. So nt data, to retrieve each and every data, every record, I use the nt. All right, so here what I do, within td I give, within double braces I give nt dot name, okay, and I need to, and then what I do, nt dot roll number, and then nt dot percentage, okay. So these are all the data that exist in the, these are all the key values. You can see the key value. Why do I give here name, roll number, percentage? Why do I give these how come this stuff comes here? Go to data.json, you can see the key value. Name is the key value, roll number is the key value, percentage is the key value. That's the reason you can see here I give name, roll number, and then percentage. All right, so each and nt represent each and every record. All right, and these records are stored in the nt data property. That is, you can see here, go to angular model file named ang demo, you can see nt data property. All right, this property holds whatever the records we have read from the server, that is from data.json file, that's been stored in this nt data property. All right, you can see, okay. Now that's it. So I'm gonna close. So just to have the space, again I'm gonna add two spaces, td element. I'm gonna add two td elements. All right, I just add one more element. That's it. So let me run this. See, you can see the name of the pages. We got the output. Now you can see the name of the pages, $http. So how come we have given in the title element, we have given $http, the $http. That's the reason you can see $http on the page name, name of the page. All right, that's the reason you can see $http as the name of the page, and then you can see the heading name, and then roll number, and then percentage. Right, So these are all the headings. You can see we have created a table, and then in a row tr represents the row. I have created the name using th. I have created the heading name, and then using the th element I have created the heading name, roll number, and then percentage. Okay, and then this nt data. Where is the nt data? Go to here. This is the actual data. Data.json is actual data that's been read using the http control dot get method. All right, so this here we pass in the url which holds the data.json. So once the data is read, that's been stored to nt data property using the method which holds the argument response. All right, so that response dot data that's been assigned to the nt data property. All right, scope property, the property name is nt data. Okay, so what I have done, so nt data property is used in the so nt data property does have all the records. So just to retrieve each and every record, I use the ng-repeat attribute in the tr element, and that's assigned with the nt data property. That means variable nt represents each and every record, and nt data represents the scope property nt data. All right, so again each it represents each record. So nt dot, I give the key name, nt dot again the key name, and nt dot key name. All right, so here go to how come this name, roll number, percentage. So this data.json file, it holds the key value as name, roll number, and percentage. That's the reason we have given there. All right, so when I give all this when I retrieve data using the key, obviously I get all the value for this. I get all the value for this key value. So name holds the value Thiruchitrampalam, and roll number holds the value 4, and percentage holds the value 100. All right, so now you can see name, underneath name the key value is Thiruchitrampalam, underneath roll number the value is 4, and the percentage you can see the value is 100. All right, so similarly for the other two records you can see the data here. Okay, so that's it. So in this session we have seen what is http control and how we make use of it in an AngularJS file. So http control, it is used to read data from the server. It works as a service to read data from the server. All right, and sets the response to a scope object. All right, so that's what we have done in this AngularJS application. Thanks for watching. Bye.